So my name is Chase Murray. I own Alexander's Cafe, and as well as Alexander's Cafe, I just opened up a new store, Attaboy, which is in Dapto. I've been in business for myself for 5 years now. So life before DBS, it was very, very stressful. My house was filled with paperwork. I had receipts all over. I had what I thought was a good way of keeping them in track, which wasn't a good way of keeping them in track. It was just a mess, and I was spending a majority of my time while I was meant to be at work focusing on the accounts, focusing on the receipts, just making sure employees were looked after, where now I can actually focus on the business and grow the business and look forward to all the things which I enjoy coming to work for. Definitely no Attaboy wouldn't have been possible. I wouldn't have achieved any of my goals financially as well. With the extra time that I don't focus, or with the extra time that I have now, because I don't have to focus on the paperwork and the payroll, I can actually focus on growing the business, and that's given me the opportunity to save and invest more in myself, invest more in other business ventures. I think what delayed me was me thinking that I could do it, and I tried, and it didn't work. No. DBS definitely is worth having, and 100% Sandy, the owner of DBS, she's amazing. She's made my life so much easier. So Sandy looks after my whole life. Basically, she does all the payroll. She makes sure everyone's looked after, all the staff are looked after. She messages them if they haven't sent their hours in. She is basically my HR as well. She does all my accounting, so she pops all the invoices in, pops all the receipts in that I get, which there is a lot of receipts between the cafe as well as Attaboy. We deal with a lot of receipts for 20 a day, so it's a lot for her to do. She messages me at 1 o'clock with ideas for the cafe, of what I can expand on, what I can add, how I can improve. 1 o'clock in the morning, not in the afternoon. So one of the best things Sandy's done for me is with my new venture, Attaboy, she's put me in contact with a really good chef who I now employ, and she's improved that business so much more already in the week that she's been here. We started doing all our breads, starting doing all our cakes. We now supply the cafe with all their breads, all their cakes, all their loaves, everything. I feel like now that I have Sandy, I can see my business as if I'm looking over it, not as in I'm looking at it all scattered all around. It's all set up neatly for me to just see, okay, that's how much I spent this much in catering, that's how much I spent this much in the suppliers' wages. She has it every single week emailed to me, and I can actually see what I need to work on with the information she gives me. So I can see, okay, well, my wages were really high this week. What did I do? Why, was someone away? Or why the suppliers is expensive? I can see, okay, maybe I need to start outsourcing or trying to get them elsewhere. Like I said before, it was scattered, and I just didn't know where to target and where to look at improving the business. Now Sandy gives me the information that I need to improve. Sandy's approach is very genuine. So I've dealt with a few other accountants in the past, and they don't speak my language. So there's definitely a lot of, basically everything with accounting I don't understand. But she's able to translate that into what I haven't been trained for, so I can understand it, and then I can actually see, okay, that's what she's doing. She's very friendly. She's definitely got the same values that I have in business. So she cares about the community, she cares about her clients, and I can relate to that straight away. I really appreciate Sandy's approach in business. Basically, her value that she has in business, it's the same values that I uphold. So she cares about her client, and she actually wants the best for her client, as well as her client, like the community around her client. She just really wants to focus on them, and she'll do whatever she can for them. The pain points that she's probably helped me overcome is I used to be terrified of the ATO, and now she's helped me understand the ATO and I can see that they're actually really friendly. Like now when I do communicate with them, she shows me, okay, yeah, they can help you out this way, they can do this, and like we're on the phone to them, they're not this big scary monster anymore. Definitely she's helped my social life. She frees up a lot of the time of the nights where I was spending a lot of the time just doing paperwork and just taking work home after I finish at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and still proceeding to do that at home. My partner enjoys it a lot better because we don't have any paperwork at home. Before, our living room was just covered with all my receipts, all my everything, all my payroll. It's probably a lot she's done for me. So I think one of the biggest benefits with Sandy is, compared to other accountants that I may have used in the past, she is more current. She knows what's like on trend in the accounting world, so she can actually refer me to software that I can use, and that's easy for me to use as well. So when I am overlooking her on the payroll, I can just log on my phone and see, okay, she's done this and this. She's already sent. One of the biggest difference between Sandy and other accountants is other accountants will just tell me what they think I want to hear, and she won't tell me the honest approach to my business and how my business is going. Where I appreciate that because it gives me like a kick up the bum, so then I can actually get going on what needs to be done in my business as well. So she tells me, oh Chase, you're spending way too much on suppliers, like, or you're spending way too much on fruit and veg, what's going on? It helps me out a lot. I'll definitely recommend Sandy. She's amazing. She's my friend as well as my accountant now. Life's definitely a lot easier. Like I've said before, I don't have to worry about all the accounting now, so I know it's looked after. I think what I haven't said already though, the first day I signed up with Sandy, I was in tears. Yeah. I don't know why. I think because I was in business for 2 years before her, or 3, and it was just so hard having to keep up and always being behind in like my paperwork, having the ATO ring up and say, hey Chase, when are you going to get that lodged in? Or where now that I have someone that looks after me and helps me understand that aspect of my business, which I'm not trained in, it definitely helps me a lot. So the day that I actually signed the sheet on the paper to hire Sandy, I reckon my mum cried. I said, yeah, my life's going to be a lot easier now.